Top of the morning, ladies. My name is Shaz, and welcome to the the custom card review. Sorry, about that. So in this custom card things, if you haven't seen the part or the card opening, I opened a lot of cards up, and some of them are unique, different. But now I will go over my custom cards to try to beat those cards that are actual cards that are in Yu-Gi-Oh! Turns out some of these might be broken. So yeah. Lava Alien the Driller. He's a fire type monster. And the archetype's name is Lava Alien. And they all have like this in their first name. So he's a fire level 4 cyber effect monster with 0 attack, but defense is probably 100. If this card is normal or special summon, you can select one card, or you can select one of these following effects. For once per turn, activate it. This card can't not be destroyed by battle or by card effects, and you take no damage from battles involving this card. Number 2 is you can select one card from the field or hand to be shuffled into the owner's deck. Number 3, this card attacks your opponent's life points directly. 4, draw 5 cards from the top of your deck, and then shuffle 2 back into the deck. So the first one is basically Rocket Warrior's effect, because you take no damage and basically you win. And if this card attacks or attacked by a monster, before damage calculations, you can pay 1,000 life points, shuffle all cards from the field, and hand into the owner's decks. Then both players draw cards from the top of their decks till they have 6 cards in their hands. Sorry. And if this card is sent to the grave, you can shuffle this card into the deck. Inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent's life points. This card's effects cannot be negated or by card effects, or can't be chained by card effects. So basically, no Ash Blossom. So yeah. Number 2, that freaked me out. Sorry. This alien hero Lava Alien Cannon Arm. He's he's fire like every level 4 warrior effect monster. If you took a damage from battles or effects, you can reveal this card from your hand, special summon it to your field in attack mode instead of damage. So basically your life points are safe. And if you do, gain 9,000 life points. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can discard one card from the top of your deck to the graveyard, destroy all cards from the opponent's shield. If you do, inflict 500 damage to your opponent's life points. for each card from the graveyard by this effect. If this card is sent to the grave or banish zone, you can shuffle all cards from the graveyard and banish zone except this card into the deck. Special summon this card to your field in attack mode. From the graveyard or banish zone, this card's effects. I'm skipping this card's effects cannot be negated by card effects and can't be chained by card effects. So, yeah, this guy will be like it destroys your entire opponent's field. And plus, if you wanted like something like Exodia back into the deck, that's okay. And then this one, plus you don't take damage because once you have this card in your hand and your opponent activates something like Volcanics to inflict 500, you activate that card instead. Boom, your life points are safe. So then now we have Lava Alien Commander. He's a warrior. He's a fire level 4. If your opponent activates a card deck, you can reveal this card, spell summon it. If you do, negate that card effect instead and shuffle it into the owner's deck. Then the end of your opponent's turn. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can select one lava alien monster from your anywhere except this card. Spell summon it to your field in attack mode, but its attack points become double the attack points. If this card attacks a monster before damage calculations, you can roll a dice and activate. So this one is kind of funny. One or two is to banish it. With my luck, it would be 5 or 6. So it would be 3 or 4. Make this card attacks your opponent's life points instead. 5 or higher, re-roll it. If this card is sent to the grave, you can shuffle this card into the deck. Add one lava alien card from anywhere to your hand, except this card. If it does, skip your opponent's battle phase. This card's, So we got lava alien fire cannonball. If your opponent activates a card effect or declares an attack, you can inflict 1,000 damage for each lava cannon, for each lava alien card from the field. It's the effect, just activate it, boom. If it does, skip your opponent's turn instead. After this card's effects, this card's effects cannot be negated by card effects. And because the reason why I put instead, so it inflicts damage to your opponent for each one from the field. If you have 5 monsters on the field, or 10 cards, that's GG. No win thing. So this card can't be negated by card effects or can't be chained by card effects. If this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle this card into the deck. you can add 2 cards except this card from anywhere to your hand. So basically this card has the instant win if you had like 10 cards on the field that has that name of Lava Alien. And the reason why it says it can't be negated by card effects or can't be chained, because you can't even stop a cannon from firing, like boom, once it goes off. Then rage, it gives all this archetype's aim boost of attack and defense. And if it's sent to the grave, you can shovel this card into the grave, special summon one of those from the archetype to your field in attack mode, but it gains attack. This one, Searcher, you can do basically weird stuff, like this card could special summon, add a spell card or trap card, shuffle all cards from the graveyard and banish them into the deck, and then draw 3 cards from the top of your deck. But it has a like if it gets attacked by your opponent's monster, you can flip this card face down. And yeah, and negate that attack and end their turn. If you do, skip your opponent's next 2 draw phases. This card is in the graveyard. You shuffle this card into the deck. Inflict 2,000 damage to your opponent's life points. So, yeah. Then the Soldier. This card is basically, you can add cards to your hand and inflict damage, and then you can do all that stuff. You could see. Now, this is just for the Lava archetype. They need like Searchers, and now we're on to, that's only 7 cards in that archetype so far. So, yeah. So now we're on to Dark Scorpion. So let's start with Dark Scorpion Armed Up. Armored Up. It's a spell card that allows you to basically, if a Dark Scorpion or Don Salu monster's effects get resolved, you can shuffle 1 card from your graveyard or banish them to your deck. That monster the monster that activates its effects can attack twice in the row. If you do, you gain 1,000 life points for each time a Dark Scorpion or Don Salu monster attacks. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you shuffle this card into the deck instead. Special summon 2 Dark Scorpion monsters or Don Salu from anywhere to your field in attack mode, but their attack points become double the attack points, and they can attack your opponent's life points directly. So yeah, so basically with this card on the field, gives them like, because reason why it's Don Salu is, let me show you. like if I use that spell card to, and I had her out on the field and activate in before, and she like inflicts damage to your opponent, and you can add, you could like shuffle one card from your graveyard or Bannerstone into the deck. So basically you could add like something really important cards to your hand or to your deck. And yeah, and then she can attack twice. So it doesn't say once per turn so on it. So yeah, you could make this have, you could make her attacks into something and activate her effects. Then this card makes her have twice like things. And yeah, so this card has once per turns on it, so it won't be like infinite loop. Oh, so yeah. And the next card, reason why, before we move on, this guy right here is supposed to be, let me show you. This guy right here, this boy right here, it's supposed to be like him grabbing his hammer before. And yeah. Then now where you have Dark Scorpion look around. And yeah. The once per turns during your main phase, you can activate one of Dark Scorpions or the Donsaloo monster on the field. Its effects gets activated instant. If it does, skip your opponent's main phase 1 and skip your opponent's battle phase. If this card is sent to the grave, you can shuffle this card into the deck, special summon one level 3 or higher Dark Scorpion or Donsaloo monster from anywhere to your field in attack mode. But its attack points become double the attack points. And this card's effects cannot be negated by card effects and can't be chained by card effects. If you do, add one spell / trap card from anywhere to your hand that specially listed Dark Scorpion in its card text, except this card. So yeah, so because this card, you could just activate it and like you could use the how will I put this? You could activate this card or with this so that you could, if you're, because this card and this card doesn't have to say you activate it during the battle phase. Or this one doesn't say that. It says if Dark Scorpion or Donsaloo monster's effects gets resolved. Yeah. And this one you could select like some other monsters that are like this guy. You could resolve his effect. Like you could pick one of his, like target one card on the field, return it to that target to the hand. And or have it like, could target this one and like target monster your opponent controls, return that card targeted on to the top of the deck. And then, or like Don Salu, anything that you could activate, you could just boom. You could just like, you come in full bore. Here. Like you could just use all these guys into like your own separate ones. You could even use their like combined one. Like you could activate like all these cards all at once. This one you could also add like the trap card or the spell card, just like how this one right here does. Like adds like spell or trap card that has the or any card that lists the Dark Scorpion in it. So yeah. So you could even look for this card too. So yeah, you could activate this and this at the same time. And you could resolve both their effects at once. So yeah. So then basically you could do like these two would be pretty powerhouse if you splash it into that Dark Scorpions cards. And like I know there's a trap card that allows them to like basically, let me show you what this one that has special thing in it because it labels as Dark Scorpions in its card text, and you could just use like this because it special labels that stuff, because these two cards could instantly win you a game. Like if you use it on like something that's like I forgot their name. Hold on. You could use the big guys. Hey, this guy with the thing, like this one, allows you to basically go from 18, like 1,800 to 3,600 attack, beat down one. And plus, if you could, it's basically like what the trap card was trying to do, like making all the monsters attack into like your opponent's card. Well, this card basically wins you a game if you resolve it. And plus, if it attacks once, like if you add like this card, and after this card gets destroyed, you could special summon it, or you could activate it by destroying this one, summon this. So then you could make this one attack into your opponents once, and then you activate its effects. And like you could send the top card of their deck to the graveyard, and then that would be like. Plus, you also gain like 1,000 life points. So after you like make this card attack twice, so 3,600 plus another one makes it okay. So okay, so. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the that would be 6 or no 3 plus 3 equals 6 plus 1 equals 7. 72 or no 7,200 attack points. So basically you inflict battle damage to your opponent on it twice. Not just once, twice. You could send 2 cards to the graveyard if you want to pick a same effect. So basically you could just be like, oh, I'm going to send the 2 cards, and now because first effect gets resolved, now it attacks again. So basically there's 3 pieces of it. You have its first effect, this card's singing effect, this third effect, and you could, during your main phase, you could activate one of them. So you could activate like this, or like any of the other cards, and you instantly win yourself a game. If you use like because it would have to be tier 0 or tier 2. Because there's a like you need like reinforce of the army, to bring out cards, and then you need non-salute to be on field to activate the spell card, this one to bring out all the dark scorpions, and then you use this one and this one to like basically make your plays a little bit faster, because one, this card allows you to basically special summon, or allows you to basically select one of those and then summons them to your field and all that stuff. You could do all of the things in one single move. You could activate this card, after Don Salute, he'll get summoned, and you could summon his friends out. And then you could activate like her effect to search out the trap card. You could use it on like all these other ones. It's pretty powerful. I almost start thinking they need a synchro monster for it, to making the like Don Salute thing, a little bit more overpowered. Yeah, so this card is crazy. I was thinking about adding its, like, this card's, like, the Don Salu's, like, skill into an actual Yu-Gi-Oh card without having to deal with, like, this one. It would had to be like all the fun things in the world. Sorry. So, how do you like this archetype? Or how do you like the two spell cards? Are they overpowered? Are they too strong? Are they not for your taste? I'm listening to all of you. Tell me in the comments below, please. Thank you. And go check out my card opening thing. Sorry for the camera. Was blurry. So, yeah. So now, I am gonna... And do you like my new one, hun? And tomorrow, I am gonna do the old or redo the old What Ifs one. Because, and which one I'm gonna do is simply, here. Do the What If Zemo was born as a anti-spiral. So, yeah, let me explain how I got this idea from. So, I was watching Gurren Lagann the other day. And the Gurren Lagann is one of my favorite animes. And because I watched it when it was still on Netflix. And that's one other thing. Netflix, please do not remove any of that. I love that anime. That's how I all started. So, let's get into this is my story of it. So, the main character, Simon, he's my favorite dude, to be honest with you. And when I was watching it, like, she becomes, or this is gonna be like a little plot line thing. She becomes this crazy girl, like a messenger for the anti-spirals things. But last couple nights, I said to myself, you know what? What would happen if I took Simon, my favorite character, Simon, in this, or in Gurren Lagann universe, and I changed his origin. Like, he goes from being the spiral to being, like, born as an anti-spiral. Oh. So it was like a multiverse switch. Basically like an anti-spiral version of Simon Hone. But instead of like being a wimpy kid, like that was always scared, Earn constantly, like, like being like this kid, he is more like he, because he was born as an anti-spiral, because I switched it to being a anti-spiral king of anti-spiral, basically. So yeah, Simone is in this alternate timeline, Simone doesn't know what love is yet. And I'm also in this parallel universe that I'm gonna talk about, that I'm making, is that she, instead of like being a messenger of anti-spiral, she became the spiral girl, basically full time. Like how I'm basically switching roles on them. Like she becomes a spiral princess for like spiral thing. And her mother, I am gonna change a little bit of her father's attitude thing. Of instead of being like a power crazed person, and that he built like beastmen and to like defend against the villains things. Zuko or Simone would be like his number one most hated enemy, because both of them are kings of their own, what they are. So Simone would be like same age as like if he was a adult one. Like if he was a like what Kamina is. Some of you might not know who Kamina is. Sorry, hold on. This guy right here. I'm making him a similar age to him before her, like Simone gets like got reborn as a, like basically he got killed by one of his most royal servants that wants power and all that stuff. So yeah, he went from being a most powerfulest person in the world to being the kid, and because he got reincarnated back into like his childhood, and yeah, and he is like, he saw how horrifying some humans get to. Like they live underground, and he saw his mom and dad. It would be like the same plot thing, but his parents, instead of dying, like his adopted parents, because his real parents hasn't talked to him in so long, but they care about him because their father. I am not gonna create a like custom father for him, Not yet, though. But yeah. Of course, Simon went from being a anti-spiral king. Then he got accepted to the Spiral, aka the Gurren Lagann, or like Logon, I think that's how you pronounce his name. This like thing would be different from it. It doesn't have its personality thing, but the spiral energy that's in it would be flows right into like Simon, so that's why it would be a similar situation, but now Simon was still like has the anti-spiral and spiral power infused into its body. So things might change in the like tomorrow's What If. Like the whole plot line would be changed because yeah. So if you guys want me to review what really gonna go on, stay tuned of Simon thing, because his parents in this What If, or in the tomorrow's What If, is so different from like, how will I put this? From the actual story. Like in the actual story, his parents got killed by a by the earthquakes in underground, like tremors into the underground thing. And then, yeah. So that's why there will be like some cool ideas, things. And I already thought about it before her hand. So, yeah. If you guys want me to do like that scene where the Gurren Lagann versus like Viral and like cross counter thing and like all that stuff. So yeah, if you guys want me to do all that stuff, please leave it in the comments below of what should I add to it, because I am thinking about redoing, like, before I make new ones, I'll do like reboot ones first before I do the newer ones, so that I can basically start old things up first, then start with the new things, like finishing that up. But if you guys want me to do a new What If on to adding the most banned from YouTube thing, add like Harley Quinn or those girls to any of my What Ifs, go right ahead. So peace out, Cub Scouts, and have a good night or day. Depends on the time zone. See you guys tomorrow morning. Bye.